Good day, sir. So today we will be presenting our comparative chart with regards to the case of Belobadong. So starting with the standards. For our standard one, it is the voters registration record of Belobadong. And standard two is the real property tax payment acknowledgement receipt of Belobadong. And then finally, for our question document, it is for the question signature, it is the deed of absolute sale of Belobadong. And then going forward with the line wall. Then for more physical characteristics for standard one, for both standards, the initial starts with a blunt stroke pattern, and it is also the same for standard two. So both standards are similar, significantly similar. And then for number two, formation of an oval shape. Both standards form an oval shape, therefore they pose a significant. We concluded that it is significantly similar. And then for the third is there is a downward line loop formation, and it is also the same for standard two, so they are significantly similar. And for number four, for standard one, in number four, there is a blind islet formation. And then for standard two, there is an angular formation for this group characteristic. So it's significant, it poses significant dissimilarities. And then for number five, in standard one, number five, there is a wider garland formation in standard one. And then for standard two, the garland formation in standard two is more narrow. So there is a significant dissimilarities for standard for both. And then for number six, there is a loop formation in number six for standard one. And then for standard two, there is a blind loop formation for the standard two. So it is significantly dissimilar. And then for number seven, in both standards, it shows a garland formation, and so they are significantly similar. And then for number eight, there is in standard one, there is the hump in standard one, number eight, is more elevated, where in standard two, the hump in number eight is more lower. The hump formation is lower, so it is significantly dissimilar. And then for number nine, there is a narrow islet formation in standard one, and then for standard two, the islet in standard two in number nine is wider, so it is significantly dissimilar. And then for number 10, in number 10 standard one, there is a narrow space inside the formed triangle, wherein in standard two, the space in standard number 10 is wider, so it is also significantly dissimilar. And then for number 11, there is in standard one, there is a loop formation for the standard one in number 11. And then for standard two, the formation in number 11 is more of an angle formation, so it is significantly dissimilar. And then moving on to number 12, in both standards, in number 12, there is a dot that is slanting right from the body. So they are both significantly similar. And then in number 13, there is a heart-shaped embellishment for both standards. So they pose a significant similarity. And then lastly, for number 14, in standard 1, there is a wider loop formation in standard 1 in number 14. whereas for standard 2 and number 14, the loop formation is more narrow. So they are significantly dissimilar. So that is the full breakdown of the comparison between standard 1 and standard 2. And after thorough examination and evaluation of both documents, we have determined that they share 10 identical structural features and 8 significant differences. Therefore, we conclude that both standards were written by the same one person, which led us to choose standard 2 as our primary reference standard.
Okay, so now let us move to question versus standard 2. In standard 2, we start first off with movement, wherein both standard 2 and question is moderate, which marks as significantly similar. Next is line quantity, where both question and S2 shows uneven, which is both significantly similar. For our slant, both shows a right slant, showing also significant similarities. For our alignment, both are horizontal. For our stroke characteristics, let us start off with stroke characteristic number 1, which both are initial with a blunt stroke pattern, which are both significantly similar. For number 2, formation of a oval shape, which both present, which is significantly similar again. For number 3, we have a downward blind loop on both sides, which again is significantly similar. For number 4, both are angular, which is significantly similar. For stroke characteristic number 5, for our question, here it represents a wide garland formation, while in our S2, it forms a narrow garland formation, which is significantly dissimilar. For number 6, we move to the blind loop over here, which both are blind loops, and once again is significantly similar. For our number 7, which is over here, both represents a garland, which is again significantly similar. For our number 8, both shows a palm formation, once again significantly similar. Our number 9, both shows a eyelet formation, which is again significantly similar. For our number 10, which is over here, our question is a wide space inside the triangle in here, while in our standard 2 is a narrow space, which is significantly dissimilar. For our number 11, stroke, here on top, besides 10, is a angular formation, which is significantly similar. Number 12, which is over here, this dot. For our question, the dot is sitting right from the body, here, which is different from our number 12 here in standard 2. And for that, it is significant similarity. For number 12, in our question and standard, both dots are formed in the right side of the body, which is significantly similar. For our number 13, which is the embellishment, both represents a shape, which is also significantly similar. For our number 14, first in our question is a wide loop formation, while in our standard is a narrow loop formation, which fourth is significantly similar. And for our last characteristic, stroke number 15, there is a curve formation here in our question, While in our standard is A plus 2, which is significantly dissimilar. In conclusion, from standard 2 to question, the documents show many similarities and than dissimilarities, with 15 similar and 4 dissimilarities. As a result, standard 2 and question are written by one the same person, and the dissimilarities are just natural variations.